What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. A link will be in the description box below. This video is entitled Grooming Child Support Relationships. I was listening to the Zoe What show, Voice of Reason, last night, and they were talking a little bit about child support, and it sparked this thought. Don Teasy, what's up? Nico, Love, what's up? Here's the thing. We talk about, relationships and children being born in relationships and child support and how it messes with the family. But the aspect that we forget about is there are parents grooming their children to be in child support relationships when they become adults. What I mean by that is there was this video, this viral thing about, I saw it on Facebook, where the little girl was like, I'm going to have some money, and she's little bitty girls, I'm going to have money on Wednesday, and then she like, Mama, does the child support come through on Wednesday? And this girl been about 3, 4 years old, and her mother got to laugh like, she know about her child support money. Like, now here's the problem with that: when your kids are that young, and knowing when the child support hit, because some kids know about the child support money more than they do their father, and that becomes a norm. And they got guys out here who look at child support as a way to say, if I'm paying my child support, I'm a good parent. And then, and you got women out here who, that's what they wanted, was the child support anyways, right? And they didn't really want the guy, and they wanted the kid and the child support. And some people purposely and some people inadvertently don't realize they're grooming their children to think this is how you raise. This is an ideal situation or the norm situation to have a family in. And then when you go out and you start dating and dealing with the opposite sex, it's part of the dynamic of this pay-to-play situation where some of these women don't care about guys' humanity, as Brother Ron Wills was talking about this morning. If you haven't subscribed to his channel, check it out, subscribe. Well, all these guys is an ATM. He's a means to an end. He's a free meal. He's some gifts. He's some event tickets or he's paying for free drinks and and if I can get and he's a sex object, right? Now, never taught to get to know the man. So now, that's the normal thought process. And when as people grow older and they realize, whoa, I'm dead wrong. A lot of time the bridges with the opposite sex is burned. Then you got, on the flip side, you got kids who taught like, how much your daddy care about you because he sent this much money for you in child support. And then you got the boy growing up to be like, if I make a certain amount of money and I could send my kid a certain amount of money, I can afford a certain amount of kids, that makes me a good daddy. So I'm going to just go raw dogging and all these chicks and excuse me. And I'm going to send my kid, I don't know, depends on the guy, $500 to $3,500 a month. Ooh, I love my kid because I gave you this amount of money. And then that has nothing to do with the relationship. And you got these other single mothers in that situation who like, when you gonna spend time with your kid? And you like, spend time with my kid? Girl, you know how much money I spend on child support? That's all the time I need. Look at that. That check is clear, girl. And also, because of that culture, you got a lot of social media parenting. I might make a. I think I'll just keep it in this video because I thought about making a video about that. Well, you know, they saw their parents. They pushed their parents off on their parents, or how can I say this? When you were a kid, your parents pushed you off on their parents or other family members or even siblings, but they took pictures with you, right? So now you see a lot of people posting pictures on social media as if that's the equivalent to parenting their child. Because, you know, if you paid your child support, you paid for the pictures, right? So now, click, 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 make a crazy face, click, 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 put a filter on, click, 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 right? And it's because, you know, child support bought the phone, you know, you know, and now you ain't got to go to the actual photographer. Now you could just, you know, Android and iPhone it out, right? But it deepens as you get older, because what winds up happening is, you know, it adds another aspect to women looking at men as a financial gain, and women looking at men, women looking at men for financial gain, and men looking at women for sexual as just a sexual object, right? And when children come in the mix, remember they had the guy had a baby and he was making it rain on the baby. That's from this grooming in a child support culture. Like that ain't cool, you know. They had these kids out here flashing, you know, bopping the crazy to trap music, and with little money being thrown at them, and you got the kids, you know, the little girls twerking, and everybody thinks it's cute because, and then they got the little boys walking around with the little dude with the soda can, and I'm the daddy, I'm a man, you know, walking around like that, because you took out the relationship aspect. You took out the actual love and replaced it with child support. So now all of the interactions are monetary. And see, it's one thing that to have an understanding that you're going to need money in life, and it's another thing to be so short-sighted as to say that money is the answer for all things. You know, you don't need character if you got money. You don't need to be honest if you got money. You don't need to be present if you got money. You don't need to be involved if you got money. Like, and you got to think about it. Like, as adults, I meet a lot of women who if the price is right, they don't need love, they don't need affection, they don't need attention, they don't need companionship, they don't need support, they don't need a place to lay their head and peaceful. If as long as you got the money, they'll put up with anything as long as the check clear. And then you got guys who like, look, man, I already know these chicks ain't down, they ain't gonna be down. As long as I got this money, I'm gonna have a bunch of them. So, and then you have this game of I'm making sure I'm keeping it tight and strapped up and straight so I don't get these chicks pregnant, and then these chicks, you know, but I'm on the pill. Oh, and if you love me, why can't we just have unprotected sex? And I'm allergic, and you know I'm on a shot, and you can't just pull that thing out, and that's nasty. If you just shoot that stuff on me, you got to shoot it in me. Okay, well, I shoot it in your mouth. I don't want it in my mouth. Like that, man, that's wrong. That's right. You supposed to, that type of thing, right? And then you come to find out part of a lot of the single parent epidemic is really based on being raised in that culture, thinking, you know, the game is to get somebody by getting pregnant on one way or the other, right? But and you wind up having this adversarial discourse because you find out that people think these are unplanned pregnancies, and they're not. They're just planned by one person, and the other person finds out too late. You know, and that's another part of this where, you know, you're stuck because now you got a child and you got beef, and depending on the situation, one person thinks it's normal. Like a lot of times, guys get pissed off at women because they were planning to get pregnant before they met the guy in the first place, and they got pregnant by the guy, and then the guy figures this out, and he don't like her no more. And some of y'all think, you know, are there guys who are just scared, yeah, and run off, yeah. There are guys who are deadbeats. They're just those deadbeats don't have a problem engaging in unprotected sex. The guys who don't want to be deadbeats or don't want to be fathers have a problem with that. So if they feel like they got tricked into it, or it's going to be a problem. And you know, for most women, they're like, "Oh, get over it. Nothing's wrong with that." And like, nothing? You sure about that? You know, but women understand it all too well if they mess with a guy who is trying to keep you. So he makes sure he does everything in his power to get you pregnant, whether it's unprotected, putting holes in condoms. So y'all can make up them stories. Y'all can tell all them stories. He got me pregnant. I wasn't trying. But when you have a beef with him, it's understandable. But if he has a beef with you, it's normal. That's part of this grooming, this child support culture. Like, that ain't, either way, it's not normal. It's not cool, and it's gonna always cause a problem. I'm gonna stop right here, and we done.